Welcome to 2026. Now, I don't know if I'm jinxed, tired, or it's just me, but this video was a series of fails. First of all, I forgot to press record and merely did everything for nothing. This was a tad annoying. It all went downhill from then. Happy New Year, folks, and Happy New Stove. This was a Christmas present from my sister. I've covered the ALG Model 3 before. This week we have another ALG, the Model 7. Now, ALG had another Model 7, but it was a lantern. This is known as le Grillon, or the cricket. Made in France by ALG from the 1930s to the 1950s. This one is brass plated, but you would also find bare steel examples. And if I remove the hefty pot stand, we can see it has the name ALG, Guarantee, and Inexplosible on it. This is filled with a sort of felt to prevent the tank combusting. There is a little bit of corrosion on the tank where the brass plating has come off, but the tank is secure and doesn't leak. The wooden handle on these types of stoves was a common feature, such as on this pigeon stove pictured here. And it was often the filler cap. But if we unscrew this, we can see that that isn't the case here. It's just a plain soldered in bolt. And I've seen some examples of these where people have ground off the bolt just to have it as a stove without the handle. I like the handle, it gives it a bit of character. The filler cap is just a tin job. It's quite crude. And if we compare it with a contemporary lantern cap from ALG, we can see that they're still quite similar. In fact, would this fit? It actually fits. This is from a 2025 lantern, and this might be a 1950s stove. The parts still fit. Now, this stove, as it came, did not have an original wick. The original wick was the whole diameter of the burner. This one has had the wick replaced, and if I just take this off, we'll be able to see it's a lantern wick, which isn't ideal, as it's the wrong shape. So what I've done is I've packed it out a little bit with a standard round wick just to make it fill the burner. Now I have filled this up to let it soak. It took about 300 mils of fuel. The stove was bone dry. This piece here is the flame adjustment mechanism, the same as the ALG Model 3. It moves up and down. However, I think that this will be similar to the ALG Model 3 insofar as this will get too hot to handle. So I've got a pair of pliers ready just to help me with that. Now the pot stand is sturdy, It has been painted, so I don't know whether that will come off. You have to remove the filler cap before placing the pot stand on it, as it slightly covers the filler hole. And we'll just put on the cap. Now, this one did not come with its extinguisher cap. I have the one from the ALG Model 3, which will fit. The only trouble with it is that it will catch on the flame mechanism, and you really need to have it closed to enable that to extinguish. We'll see what happens when we fire it up. I'll just move this out of the way. Switch off the light. Make sure it's open fully. For something that says it's inexplosible, that certainly exploded. And as you can see, the Optimus kettle fits perfectly. So let's see how long it will take to boil. I can safely say that's boiled at 646. Now, the adjustment mechanism will not work, as somebody, a previous owner, has only soldered that on, and the solder has been removed. That's a disappointment. As you can see, folks, as that had been just soldered on, the heat managed to melt the solder, and everything is now needing to be repaired. That's a pity. Anyway, it boiled the water in 646. I'll show you just how the flame mechanism works. Now, luckily, my B camera set up from the original recording, where I'd forgotten to press record on the top-down camera, had recorded the flame mechanism working. This was obviously before the solder had managed to melt, and it will give you an idea of how it should work if everything is all good. That was a bit disappointing, but these things happen. As far as I know, this completes my ALG stove collection. Let me know if you know of any other ALG models in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think. I always enjoy reading your comments. As always, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing so you don't miss future videos. I'll be keeping my eye out for a different ALG. A lot of them don't have the pot stand because they've gone missing. I would like one that has le Grillon on the tank, as in this picture here. And I'll also see about repairing this. I'll desolder that and just see how I'm going to try and repair it. Obviously I could solder it back on cosmetically, but that wouldn't be ideal, would it? Oh well, a bit of a disappointing video in some ways, but in other ways an interesting one. Until next week, bye for now. Bye bye.